Okay, awesome. So now I guess we'll need the times report for the table topics, and then you can send your votes. Who are we sending our votes to today for the table topics? Okay, to Noah. Great. And everybody send your votes to Noah.
And Kimberly, you can just double check. Was everyone in time? Make the minimum 1 minute mark.
Yes, everyone will pass a minute, but was 2 minutes the maximum, right?
So 2 minute is the max, and currently the rule is supposed to be if they go over 2:30, you're not eligible for voting. So do we have anyone go over 2:30?
Oh no, we're good then.
Okay, cool.
All right, yeah, so I guess next we'll give it to the, wait, so do we announce the votes now, or do I give it to the general evaluator?
He usually has to make sure it counted up. So we usually just do it at the end of the meeting after the evaluation section.
All right, so then I will hand it over to Tori, who is our general evaluator for today.
Awesome, cool. Thank you so much, Courtney. Awesome job today. So pretty much the general evaluator is the person who evaluates the speakers, or sorry, evaluates the evaluators who evaluate the speakers, and also evaluates the entire meeting. So first I'm gonna go ahead and call up our first evaluator. I didn't see the meeting agenda because I hopped in a little bit late, so I'm not sure who the evaluator is for Scott. I think it's Sourin. Oh, Slate? Okay. So Slate, you go ahead and give your evaluation.
Thank you, Tori. So, Scott, got a few points for you. First, great speech. I loved it. Your speech was My Voice, My Life. This was your understanding communication style. It's in level 2 pathways, making a lot of progress. Sounds like you've completed level 1. Just love to see that. So I'd like to start off first. One of your glows, you had a very, very clear structure and organization in your speech. I loved it. You had your intro. Start off with that first question of what type of leader am I? And then you went right into what you think a leader should be in terms of what they do, how they say it, and why they say it. And then you said what you saw in an ideal leader, and that also coincided with, from what I understood from the speech, what your qualities are. So that should be directive, supportive, and analytical. So that right there, your intro, set up your entire speech. So we knew exactly what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about why and how they should be directive, supportive, and analytical. And then you did just that. You went right into that first section, second, and third. And then you had a conclusion which reviewed all your points. And so I think that was just extremely well done. Tell you put a lot of prep into it, and I'd love to see that. And then something you can work on is a stronger hook. So you had a question which was an okay hook. It was, what type of leader am I? But it seemed kind of basic. something that really could captivate our attention. You really just want to be super enthusiastic. This is you, all about you, really, your communication style. Something along the lines of, what do I have in common with Obama, Jeff Bezos, and Tom Cruise? These leadership styles. So something like that. Be like, what? That sounds awesome. Something that just like really catch our attention. And another glow, I pretty much just touched on it. You had great examples. On each of your 3 sections of your speech, you tie an example to it. So with the directive, you had Jeff Bezos, how he does all his meetings, and then also Nadella with Microsoft, how he also conducts himself, being very directive, and how he works. And then the other examples being President Barack Obama, during how, as president, during times you have to be able to calmly and assertively, maintain the peace. And then something else that you can grow would be smoother transitions. I think your transitions were fine, but I always challenge people to find the best transitions possible. So I know you use things like but and some other transitions like that. Just find the ones that really connect your speech. I think it was very obvious you moved on to the next section, given how you talked about it. You talked about supportive or analytical, but just find the best transition possible. And then something you worked on, something you did well was you used gestures very well. I saw you using those throughout your speech. So I definitely made note of that. And something you could grow on, again, would be, you've definitely been improving, I want to say up front, but there's still just a very minuscule stutter. I wouldn't even call it a stutter. It's sort of just like, you're not quite in a dither, but you're a little flustered. So I think if you just practice your speech a few more times, you could really just nail that down. Like I said already from your level 1 speeches, I can see that improving. And I want to leave it on again, just great content. Your 3 main topic points: directive, supportive, and analytical. I think those are great qualities to have in your communication style. So I look forward to your next speech, Scott.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Slate. Great report. I'll go ahead and evaluate that after I call on the reporters, which are timer, grammarian, and all counter. So the first person I'm going to call on is the all counter, which is Tricia. So just go ahead and give your report.
All right. Thanks, Tori. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're just using a lot of filler words there. That's just something that comes up, which now looking at the tallies, the filler word of that meeting was us. There was even from Scott an of frustration. So that's just something to be wary of. But more specifically, for those who had the main rules, Courtney, your main filler words were us and you knows. Noah, your main filler words were and so's, extended so's, or like leading so's that weren't really, or yes, they were connecting individual sentences, but you use them frequently enough where it's hard to tell if it's becoming a run-on or just like an endless paragraph of mouthful words. Scott, in your speech, I think your main filler words were and then within table topic section, Sourin, your main filler word for the meeting was like. Scott, yours was again. Courtney, yours were and you knows. Slate, yours were and extended ands during your evaluation just now. Mine were a bunch of Kimberly, yours were a few and one yeah as a filler. Tori, yours were and same thing in your evaluation or some of your evaluation just now. And I believe that's it for today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tricia. The next reporter I'm going to go ahead and call on is Sourin. He is the grammarian. So Sourin, if you would give your report for today's meeting.
So for today, we had a lot of good language. I especially liked the words in things that you used, Scott, and how you used many analogies. You talked about the various leaders, and I liked how you used a few good men, and you kept most of the language pretty technical, which I liked, but you also interspersed casual language in there, so we felt more connected and were able to relate with you and how you're trying to look for this leadership quality. And so overall, I saw very casual vocabulary, but it was casual vocabulary in that it was used well. And I liked how Slate incorporated the word of the day for his evaluation. And so, yeah, overall, great grammar, everyone. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And then the last reporter that I'm gonna go ahead and call on is Kimberly. She is the timer for today. So Kimberly, if you could tell us if everyone was in time for today.
Almost everyone was in time. Tricia was spoke a bit more. Her time was 2:28, and I'm not sure if I should say the time for Slate as like the evaluator portion, but he passed 3 minutes by 55 seconds.
Perfect, awesome. So did we, okay, yeah. We'll get the votes at the end. So usually what would happen next is we would cast votes for best evaluator, but there's only one evaluator, so I guess we, by default. So the evaluator for Scott's speech was Slate. Great job at pointing out pathways. I always love when you bring up pathways because it's great that everybody's working on them together. And good point on the setup. I also made a note of that and his word, or Scott's word usage. And you also did a great job with vocal variety when you were talking about when you were sandwiching things, you would make the good parts good. And then like when it was the more things that he needed to improve on, you were also like excited and like wanted to give him that advice, which is really awesome. Along with that, you did a great job sandwiching things. So it was like good, improve, good, which is always great when giving evaluations. Overall, great job. And I think you were in time, I believe. So overall, great evaluation, awesome job. And I'm excited for you to give more evaluations. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do next is give an evaluation of the entire meeting. So starting off, Noah gave a great opening to kick off the meeting. I always love when you start off with like saying how happy you are that everyone's here. I just feel so like seen, you know. And then there was great transitions from the speaker to table topics to general evaluator to other evaluators. It's very smooth overall. I don't think we had any hiccups. The only thing that I didn't see in the beginning was I didn't hear the reporters properly introduced in the beginning. I don't think the timer and grammarians gave a little 1 to 2 minute speech at the beginning, but I might have missed it. We also didn't start on time, but that's, you know, online stuff, so it happens. Courtney, you did a fantastic job as Toastmaster. You sent out the schedule on time. You let people have time to give comments, made sure that everybody had time to get in their votes, which I thought was great. Table Topics Master went really smooth. Noah gave a description of the table topics perfectly. And I also liked how you gave a definition of introspection. I always like when there's like that cool theme. And I also thought that the theme was so cool because it was like questions that were deep, but the whole feel, like the atmosphere of it was really lighthearted. So you did a great job with the commenting afterwards to keep it really like flowing and yeah, keep it going. It kind of felt like those deep 3 a.m. talks that you have with like your best friends. So yeah, but everyone had really fun answers and it was just overall great theme, great transition as Toastmaster Courtney to the general evaluators, which is what I'm doing now. And that's pretty much kind of my whole evaluation so far of the meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Toastmaster Courtney, and thank you.
Thank you, Tori. So I guess that's all from me. So I guess I will be giving it back to the president, Slate, to finish out the meeting. But yeah, I thought it was a great meeting as well. And thanks for having me for the first time as Toastmaster, guys.
Thank you, Toastmaster Courtney. Just like to voice everything our General Evaluator just said. Amazing meeting. I think we held it very well. Just want to make a few quick notes about a few things said. Our timers did say their roles at the beginning. But other than that, great evaluation for sure, both the entire meeting. And also, like Tricia noticed, I honestly kind of missed it, but good job dressing professionally. That is, I was kind of relaxing that. I might have forgot to mention it a few times, relaxing that rule for the online for summer. I think I will kick it back up in fall to dress professionally as Toastmaster of the day. But yeah, I think we had a great meeting. We are ending quite a bit under time, which is understandable because we only had one speaker. I think we had about 11 questions. So I know it can be tough finding questions. I know the first time I did it, I didn't have that many questions myself. So I know it can be tough on a lot of great ones, but make sure that, everyone's in connection of like the Toastmaster and the Table Talk Master. If they need to make a few more questions, trying to hit that time of our meeting. I think we should shoot for, like, if we have one speaker in the future, try and shoot for maybe 18. It could be a lot, but at least like 15 or so. But still, amazing topic. I love, again, Noah coming out with those just awesome themes. Makes you really think, but at the same time, just have a good time talking with everyone. I'd like to thank you again, Kimberly, for stopping by. I know it sounds like it was your internship that was right at this time. Just to let you know, our last meeting of the summer will be next Monday. So make sure to stop by for that one. And then, like I said, we'll send out all the info, group me, everything once we figure out the time for fall. Because with everything going on in the world, we're trying to figure out how that'll work best. We're very interested in trying in person, but we might have to do a hybrid where we go back online. With that said, I think we're just ready for Monday, and hope everyone has a great week. So we're going to call on the votes real quick before we close out. Noah?
All right, perfect. So here are the votes for our table topic speeches. Coming in first place, we have Courtney, our Toastmaster for the day. Yay. Good job. Very thoughtful answers, very deep answers. And second, we have Tricia. Smile more. Make self-jokes. Okay, smile more. All right, so those are our two votes. With that being said, does anyone have anything else to say before I close out the meeting? Other than this being our second to last meeting. It was great seeing everyone. It was great seeing the gang. It was great hearing from you, Kimberly. Tricia, do you have something to say?
I was just going to piggyback off a point Tori said in her general evaluation. Actually, for I've definitely been seeing the improvements as you continue opening up the meetings. It feels a little bit more smoother. You're able to gain that connection a little bit more and kind of bouncing talking points with the audience. So it's been really cool to see in your first month as SAA.
Thank you, Tricia. I've been trying to work. All right. Tricia, Courtney, Kimberly. Oh, Kimberly. It was nice seeing you come with us again. We know you're busy. We know you have an internship. I hope you get that job offer that you're looking for. And yeah, it was awesome seeing you.
Thank you.
With that being said, I will go ahead and close out the meeting. This meeting is adjourned, so you can go home. You can go back to doing whatever you was doing before. And you have an awesome day.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Great meeting, everyone.
See you later.
And before everyone leaves, actually, we probably
Roll
got
sign.
stop the recording, Sourin. I actually did a little flip